Gina,
Yes.
you've been viewing properties, huh?
Yes. You're listening to...
Jom Sembang, Malaysia.
Not that I'm rich lah. I'm just thinking that I have reached this stage of life where I want to figure out whether my long-term renting is actually worth it.
Oh, I see. Okay. So you've reached this stage where you...
Thinking of getting a property, not rich enough to get one yet.
Okay. So look see dulu lah.
Look see dulu. And I feel that if I can tell myself maybe 10, 20 years ago, I would say that at my age, I think when I was 21, right, properties were selling at 250. Wow, 250,000, very expensive.
For what?
Huh?
Per square feet.
Let's
For
say
what?
one near my neighborhood, the condo apartment was selling at 250. Like, not looking at sizes or anything yet, right? So at the age, if you're earning 1,008, wow, that 250 is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Then you always tell yourself, when I earn more money, then I buy. Right.
Okay.
Then the more money you earn, the higher the property goes. So you will never earn an amount that you feel secure enough to buy a property. That's what I feel. What do you feel?
I think it depends lah. If you're earning like 5-figure, then your 250 is like...
Correct, but then you earn 5
Yeah, then you're looking at the $1 million houses.
So my
already lah.
question
Correct.
is, when you're earning at what you're earning now, and then you look at the property now, do you feel the urge to buy, or if comfortable to buy or not comfortable to buy?
I already bought.
I'm asking you to put yourself 10 years ago lah. Your loud answer, don't you talk already. Cancel podcast of the day.
No lah, okay. So it's like when I bought the property, it was more like you. I reached this stage where maybe around the same time also. So I thought, yeah, maybe it's time to get my own thing. And also because there was a bit of a dissatisfaction with the old place lah. I can't remember what I didn't like about the old place anymore, but I felt like, okay, I need something new in my life. I didn't look at the big figure and think, oh, can I afford this or not for some reason. But it's like more like, okay, I like this one. And then only I started to think, can I afford the installments? Rather than the other way around, it's like, oh, I know this range only, I can buy or whatever.
Okay, you must be earning quite comfortably to not even think about budget.
No lah, after it's like you set your eyes on this one already, then only you think.
Okay.
Because I wasn't
So
really...
what are the 5 things that you look for when you're looking for a property?
Okay lah, of course location. Everything is location, right? So, okay, so in terms of location, it would be where is my confluence of places that I go to.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
So for example, at that time, not now, I used to go to Bukit Jalil a lot. Then I used to go downtown KL a lot. I'd be like PJ, Newtown, Section 13, 14 a lot. And therefore, it had to be somewhere close to the Mid-Valley area. But then Mid-Valley is too expensive. So I was looking for the next
to Mid-Valley.
Next to Mid-Valley that is not that atas yet lah.
You see, she also look at price what?
Go. Yeah lah.
Okay, location. Second thing?
Second thing would be morning sun or evening sun.
Okay, or no sun, right? Some places you don't get much.
Sun. I don't know. My mother likes the morning sun. I had never lived in an evening sun place before. If you don't know what evening sun and morning sun is, it's like, do you get the sun in the morning or in the afternoon? Like, if you're wondering why, like I used to wonder why, like what's the big deal? Morning, afternoon, both also, at some point also you get the sun lah.
Morning sun not as hot as afternoon sun lah.
Different kind of hot.
Different kind of heat.
Different kind of heat. So yeah, so if you know, like when you say you go out into the sun in the morning, it's not as harmful as the afternoon. And
Correct.
Don't ask me the scientific why and all that lah. It's just somehow stronger and more harmful to yourself. But my brother moved into a place which had afternoon sun. And in the afternoon, it's super hot. It's like the heat of the afternoon.
It's like sauna.
Yeah, it's really, really different from the morning type of sun, And after that, because even in the evening, you can still feel the leftovers of it, right? And I realized, wow, by evening already, like you have to turn on the aircon just to cool down the room to be able to sleep. And I'm like, I don't want to like turn on my air conditioning every day. So after that, I'm like, no, my place must be morning sun place. No sun might not work because I don't have a dryer. That's my second one. Basically, actually, it was just those two. And then after that, it's like the feels.
the
I'm
feels. But then
very
when you
intuitive person.
when you buy your property, is a sub purchase or actual purchase? Actual purchase is like
sub. So somebody had bought it from
okay,
the
so you get to view
original
it lah.
developer.
You didn't buy a
Correct.
property that is half. You need to imagine
Yeah,
because it's building.
I find it a bit hard to do that because sometimes I've been looking, and it's like, wow, the plan look very nice.
The new
but
project lah.
somehow, and of course it's going to be cheaper, right? Because you buy it straight off the developer.
Correct,
There's a lot of perks and everything. But then like, what if tergendala or what if it doesn't
mine
turn out
wasn't-
to be what it
correct.
looks like,
The Ganala also not my biggest worry. It's the
Then-
turn out, how it turns out to be.
Yeah.
Because we always hear horror story of how the showroom is always 1 foot bigger than it's supposed to be.
Correct. I mean, okay, even if you bought something that is already ready, there are still things that you don't really know about the place until you move in 1 month, 2 months,
Correct.
1 year. So
But at
imagine
least-
if it's not already up, a bit
Yes.
scary lah.
Correct.
Yeah.
So sub-purchase lah.
Mm.
So I'm actually having that debate when I was looking at the properties because like you say lah, sub-purchase you can see it, but you really have to spend so much more money. Because
Yeah.
property nowadays comes partial furnished and
Yes.
it's included in the sum. That's one thing.
The sum.
And
Okay,
the lump sum.
Okay,
the
got it.
lump sum.
Yeah.
Okay, then after that, they come with all this free MOT lah, free SPA lah, free loan lah, free what. Which actually, right, if you are not actively hunting, you would think, how much can this free stamp duty be?
Mm.
Right? But actually, when you buy a property, depending on the price of your property, it can reach from 10 to 15,000.
Ooh.
Yeah, your loan, legal fee for your loan, legal fee for your SPA, and all these things lah. See,
Right.
after I did research, I know lah. They always tell you let's say you buy a 300,000
Yeah.
and then let's say it's a sub sale lah, not a new property, so you don't have all this free thing, right? That means you pay 10% deposit, 30,000, and then they count all this legal fee, what fee, all together another maybe 9,000 to 12,000.
Yeah.
Then you like die. I only save money 30,000 for the 10% thing.
So when I bought my place also, I didn't think that it wasn't top of mind.
Correct.
And
Nobody
then after
ever
that,
tell you that.
Ghana, the legal fees, I'm like, ooh.
And it's quite a lump sum. If you cannot pay the legal fee, you cannot even like proceed with your purchase. And then you cannot put your legal fee in the loan. A lot of them, they don't encourage that.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's part of the upfront payment lah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I'm just really intrigued when I learned that the legal fee, all that also depend on the value of your property lah.
Yes.
So it's not that you buy 1 million, is this fixed. Like you buy 200,000 is fixed. No, there is the value according to the value of the property.
Right.
So
Yeah,
it's
I
like
suppose
wow,
lah.
not what lah.
Yeah.
Anyway, quite interesting. You asked me. I've been looking at so many houses, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can tell you nowadays property marketing a bit scary.
Okay, why?
The technique that they think about when they try to sell a property is so beyond you that you go like biar betul, too good to be true.
Okay.
Yet it's true because it's been running for the last 4 years. Just that I'm not hunting, so I didn't realize it.
Okay, like what?
So for example, the first thing I learned about cashback.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard of that one.
So what do you think about when I say, okay, when you buy this property, you get 100K cashback?
Cashback. Like, normally cashback is to buy the next thing lah. Like, but you're not going to buy a house next year,
So,
right?
right,
Another house.
I also asked the agent, hey, 100K cashback, why you keep banging on this for me? Then basically, the moment I sign the SPA, the developer would give me 100K in my bank account.
Okay.
My bank account clear. I just signed the SPA only, I get 100K, no.
Wow.
And then this 100K, they say, you want to keep for renovation, can? You want to take and pay your principal loan, can? You want to take and start business, can? You buy car, can? Do whatever you want. It's your 100K, your cash. Which I can understand why it appeals to the younger generation.
And your down payment is not even that, right?
It's not even that. That means I need to pay my 30,000 plus whatever, sign the deal.
Wow.
The moment I sign the SPA,
You get more money back.
I get more money back. So let's say I pay 40,000
Yeah.
down payment plus whatever.
It's like free
And then-
money.
and then I get 100K back. So I get 60,000 extra, I know.
Ooh.
And I can do whatever is it because there's no string attached. And it's apparently a very popular thing. So some
And
property,
it's real lah. It's not.
it's real.
Okay.
It's like it's been doing for the past 4 years. That's
Okay.
why you see a lot of young people get into debts is because they need fast money. Sign an SPA. sign a purchase. SPA is called what?
Sales and purchase agreement.
Correct.
Yeah.
Sign one of that, the developer will say, okay, that means you actually took a loan in the bank, whatever, but in the developer's mind is you already buy the purchase, I give you this cashback.
Yeah. You should have contract lah.
Yeah. And a lot of young people take this and go do whatever they want to do lah. Play lah, whatever lah.
Okay.
If you are smart enough, you can make investment with it. if you're not smart enough, you just think that, now I buy a new car, buy a new iPhone, buy a new iPad, then go lor. The money. So there is a range. I have seen range from 65,000 to 100K thousand. So I'm like, so much money you all give me back. Like, how desperate are you to sell the property?
But what's the purpose of this? Is it simply to lure people into...
I believe it's to lure younger people in to buy. But I also believe they might have put the money into the cost already. It's just that it sounds nicer if I give you a big pile of money than telling you I give you discount. Discount
so it's a
means,
promotional gimmick. Like, actually, you already paid for it, but then...
Correct. I can give you a discount,
You get it in
but
front.
then you don't get to use it. But I give you cashback, you get to
Yes.
use it. So it attracts people who needs money.
Or who wants money.
And then they cannot take any other loan already. So they take this home loan to buy this new property and then get this cashback.
And this is like free. Well, okay.
Which
It's not free because your home loan is going to have
correct.
humongous amount of interest.
So actually, you think that we are the one earning, but actually, if you look at the bigger scheme, no law. They just need you to sign the home loan so that they can continue building their property.
Okay.
So they just give you some initiative lah, which might have already put into your entire bigger package lah.
Okay, so when you heard got cashback, what was the first thing that went through your mind? Like, ooh,
Too
I
good
can
to
use
be
this
true.
money.
Let me go and find out some more. And I realized it's a trend. Then I start to like, okay, it's actually true. So if
but what would you use the money for, let's say, if you had...
pay back my loan principal so that I can lower down my interest.
Okay, yeah.
And
Still
maybe,
can lah. Still
and
can
maybe,
do that lah.
maybe keep a bit for renovation. That's it. I think on basic renovation takes about 20,000. 20,000 is like your kitchen cabinet and maybe your wardrobe built in. That's
I
it.
suppose, it depends on what you want to do. So
Correct.
but
And because that itself 20,000, a lot of I think the developers did a very good research lah. They realized people don't have 20,000 to put kitchen cabinet or built in, right? So now they come partial finish,
The necessities
partly furnished.
Bare necessities.
So they actually come with a kitchen cabinet.
Yeah.
Some come with kitchen cabinet. Some come with master bedroom, got built-in wardrobe. Other rooms don't have.
Okay.
Another common thing they always give is free aircon and free heater is like almost compulsory lah. You don't give them, people ask like why you didn't give.
Alright, that time my board also got already.
Yeah.
And then the bathroom is nicely done lah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So there are stuff like that. And then the second thing that I learned is this. They had this package where they loan you extra money for renovation one.
Oh, this on top of the cashback.
On top of the cashback.
Loan
And
means
this
how?
loan with the thing is like, how to say, the developer loan you don't loan bank. Because the bank don't include renovation, mama. So some packages that say, okay, you take this one, and then there's this loan that we can give you 60,000 for renovation. It's interest free, pay back in 3 years. The moment you get your key, we will give you 60,000 to renovate your house. Pay back the developer in 3 years, interest free.
Okay.
So I was like, so now you owe both sides, bank and developer. Sorry, if the developer try to get me buy things a bit harder because I actually do my calculations very well lah. Yeah, so when they say
all these
that,
figures in her head, one.
then I'm like, that I tell them, zero interest also, does it mean if I service 2,000 loan, then I pay you 500? So actually 1 month is 2,500 now because I borrow from you to buy.
Correct lah, but
Reno
it's like
lah.
if you need the money, then you have access to the money without having to go and hunt somewhere
So
else.
this Reno package that a lot of developers are offering is either some is cash, but a lot of them are not cash. They give you, 60,000 worth of renovation. Then they open the catalogue. Got 4 themes. You choose lah. You like modern. You like what? So everybody is a fixed theme. Then this is the sofa you'll get guarantee. This is the bed. This is the office table.
It's quite stress-free lah.
Stress-free lah. You just pick one package lah.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't mind your neighbor all having the same layout, same color, same bed lah. Then
but at least you won't be like, why my neighbor wants so nice, then mine.
Correct. So instead of like one fix, everybody's room look the same. Now they very smart because they said, 3 years ago we do everybody's room look the same.
Right.
Then people start to say, not special lah, unique lah, blah blah. So now they have 4 design one.
Okay.
Then you say, you want this color, this one, this one. But
Gina is tempting me to go and find another place.
But you in a way you cannot customize them. That means it's fixed lah. This is 4
You can't say I want this room like this and then the other room like the other one. And you cannot mix and match lah. You can't do the IKEA thing.
You can only choose between these 4 themes. You cannot mix and match inside lah.
Okay.
And then that is part of the 60,000. Then after that they renovate. And I say for you, when you get the key is whatever you see at the catalogue lah.
And actually it'll be cheaper also because they get a bulk.
Well, cheaper for the developer, but not entirely cheaper for you. Anyway,
they're not gonna like charge you like cost price, right?
Correct.
They're gonna mark it up.
Correct. That's why they give you a 0 installment loan, 3 years.
And then you have to make sure the developer or the designer not like last time we said the underthinking people. You move it like, look very nice, but
so they will do, but
practical.
talking about the kind of contractor. So for example, right, we always say buy property now. A lot of property coming up. the company, the developer. So always go with a public listed company.
Yes.
Because if you have a crack on the wall, you make a big complaint, they will come and repair. It tarnish their public
So that was
listing,
what I was
lah.
going to say. I mean, the third thing, right, for me is the developer, whether they are reputable or not. But the problem is sometimes you get, very like famous developer, then the harga also naik gila.
Yeah,
kan?
yeah. I mean, it comes with that assurance lah. But having said that, I also discover nowadays a lot of developer, they don't stick it to their main brand. So I go to the sales gallery say, Miss Gina, this one is actually by, let's say, ABC group lah. But then now every property they start one, they call BCD. The other group called EFG. But
Like
it's all under this same mother
Right.
group one. So I don't know what's the motive lah. So sometimes finding out is that sometimes some of this group is related to the bigger brand one. Some of
Okay.
them are really first two-time projects. First
Okay.
two-time project is the dangerous one. Take your money and disappear one.
Okay, but what I discovered about my place was when we moved in, everything looked very nice and everything. But we had this leak in the master bedroom. Like the window, I don't know lah, the sealant or something.
But then you cannot because you are sub-sale.
Huh? But then still developer ma.
No, sub-sale, basically when you buy a new house, there's 2 years of period where you can check all the defects and complain to the developer. They will repair. After 2 years, it's your own already.
But I think I moved there after 1 year lah. Nobody bothered to do
But cannot
anything.
lah because you all sub-sale lah.
Oh, so you have to be the original buyer then only
Because
can.
there is a period. Now it's 2 years. I understand last time my friend told me it's 1 year or 6 months only.
So even within that time, if you're not the original buyer,
Within that time, you can lah. But then I think in your case, 10 years ago, there is no 2 years. It's probably finished in 6 months.
Okay, makes sense.
This
makes
2 years
sense.
thing started recently. Before
Okay.
that, it was 6 months to 9 months like that.
Okay,
But then
good to
after-
note, you want to complain, you complain early, or
Yeah.
find out at least when is that
They
time
let you know
frame.
one. They let you know one. So you see, like my friend just bought one, and then all the new owner came to a WhatsApp group. Hey, my tub breaking, my what breaking, then all compound who never make, then they all one big noise together go there and say,
That
hey.
helps, right? Because
Yeah.
by the time actually all the master bedroom also have this
Correct.
problem.
And then the developer, when you sign contract, you say what, 6 months or 9 months or 1 year kind of, what you call that, time for you to check
Yeah.
check all your PowerPoint,
Warranty.
everything, correct. And within that time, you must repair lah. So what I'm saying, yours didn't get is because yours is sub-sale. You don't know how long the building has been. That one is over. It's not even in
it's
your scope lah.
Probably about a year.
Yeah,
a year
so it's not in your scope. So because by the time come to you, right, finish already. The first owner supposed to check everything, not you.
My first owner lousy.
Something
Okay,
like
anyway.
that lah. So those are things that I also learn lah. I find some developer that have 2 years now. I say, 2 years quite long. I click. I mean, wouldn't 1 year, that I realized that, no, maybe lah. Now the
No lah,
quality not so
sometimes-
good lah.
No lah, sometimes the earth is shifting,
Yeah.
Cracks might happen. 2 years is good lah, I think.
So that kind
that's
of
good to know.
stuff lah. That is actually that. So I don't know about buying sub-sale. Some sub-sale, the agent will say you have 1 month to try everything out. That means 1 month I try, hey, this part not working, this part not working. So then the agent will go and ask the owner, she need to replace this part. Can you give her a 3,000 discount?
I see.
The agent will do that lah.
Okay.
Because me being me asking lah, I say I see everything. Takkan I go and view a house, let's say a sublet house already built already. I go open every light, open every water, I mean, I just look at the overall condition. I
Yeah.
won't test every plug until I move in.
But things like leak, you can't lah. I mean, raining is not going to happen within that 1 month when you want it to rain lah.
So like
kan?
even leak, right? For example, let's say I saw some water stain on the ceiling. I told the agent, take photo of that. Tell the owner I want 1,000, 2,000 ringgit discount because I need to check it out.
Okay.
So these are things that can be done if you're doing a sub-sale.
Right.
Yeah, in the industry, it's called a sub-sale when you
Can
buy
lah.
a secondary.
This will work if it's an older property lah.
Correct. But I think the most amazing, mind-blowing promotion I've seen in property selling is one where you buy a condo and it comes with a piece of land that has durian trees, and then it says there, every owner gets to eat how many kg of durian every year when it comes. I was like, my brain just went, biar betul.
Is it in KL?
It's in KL. It's like 15 minutes drive to KL. That's why I was looking at it.
And the orchard is also in KL. or in-
Yeah. Right next to the condo. So if you buy, let's say the condo is 3 acre, they promise a 3 to 4 acre land next to it. That is going to be an orchard. That's going to be like primary Musang King tree. That's what their selling point is. Buy a house and own a Musang King farm and we will take care of the farm for you. Just eat the durian when you move in.
But this is like almost like, those urban farm You get urban farm thing in your house, in your condo thingy, but it's
Correct.
durian inside there.
So I'm like really, how to say like, wow, what kind of
Amazed.
marketing is this? Like, it really understand the market very well. Because imagine you buy the condo, percuma Musang King durian for the rest of your life. Free durian eating for the rest of your life. Every time there's a season. And the clause is, let's say the resident, each one have 20 kg of durian. Eat already, you don't eat already, right? The rest that sell, the money profit goes back to the management body. You know, like, wow. Not bad, what, this idea?
Not bad.
I find it like, at first a bit too good to be true, but I find it like, rich people's game lah, this one lah. Their maintenance fee will be crazy.
Oh.
He said, correct, but I give you free durian, but didn't say that the maintenance fee is not including, right?
Correct. But that's the other thing to note also lah, when you buy a house. The maintenance fee berapa.
Correct. Actually, that's the thing. So when I'm buying a house, the agent is always very annoyed with me.
Ask a lot of questions.
Because they count. Okay, installment is only, let's say, 1,500. And then I'll be asked, what's maintenance sinking fee? Another 800 or something, 400. That added in. Now I cannot afford. I mean, maybe at 1,500, I say, okay, I can afford. But after I put the sinking fee, whatever, it's 1,900 something, 2,000 almost. And then I will tell the agent, sorry, now I cannot afford. I go see another one. Bye-bye. Then he's like, why you like that? Then I was like, I'm smart lah. I don't look at just the installment.
Yeah. Everything lah. You have to count everything.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So it's a bit like, I want to tell people who's buying out there for the first time,
yeah,
you really need to count all this one.
Yes.
Because in your mind, you think I can afford 1,500 because you calculated. But after you got maintenance, then after that you need to buy your furniture and everything. It's not that simple. It's almost like when I tell my friends who buy car at the age of 21, you all think about how much you can pay for the car. Then we cannot pay for petrol. Then you want a car for what? I can see our new friend out there laughing. Because he's young.
Just now, right, she started make me want to buy house. Now she make me don't want to buy house. Sorry.
We actually have a new sound engineer friend here today who's very young. So he's just smiling at it. So yeah, but I can tell you what's the most impressive condo deal I've seen. There's a whole condo deal that save electricity one. I was really almost like won lah.
Okay.
He said, ma'am, this one. Those one, those normal condo thing. But then we have an electric scheme that can save blah, blah, blah. I said, what you mean?
It's all solar.
So on top, they put all the solar panel, every block.
Well done.
And it's all connected to every unit. So he said that, okay, ma'am, so you will save how much.
This is the
They
way
calculated.
to go for the future.
So for me, right, okay lah, I don't mind paying installment plus maintenance because I know my electricity is roughly covered lah. Like I have 50% off of my electricity and I don't mind using aircon now because got 50% off.
True.
So I felt those kind of things are like, targeted to the, what you call that, the environment sensitive people lah.
Ooh. Okay, after pass number, I just want to go
So
see.
yeah, been looking around a lot, even including, I think one of the important thing is all this government project, Rumah WIP. Or in
what is
Selangor.
WIP? Work in progress.
No. In government, they have this cheap housing scheme lah, where you can buy a condo for 300k.
Okay.
And then in Selangor, it's called RSKU, Royal Selangor something. Rumah Selangor something. Cool lah. Okay.
Alright.
So I also like, okay, what made me look at the government one was the 300k. Because how the government give the developer land now. It's okay, then they will say, I want this land. Then they will say, can I sell to you this land? The government say, but you must build one condo for low cost. Okay. So let's say I am ABC. So I want to sell my condo at 500,000.
Yeah.
But I must build a block that sells at 300k for the government.
For the less affluent people lah. Okay.
But then that's where the biggest discovery, same developer. They lazy. They use the same floor plan. Same size. For people like me, I don't care what people say. I stay at the Rumah WIP. It's okay, 300k. You're one next to me, very pretty, 500,000, 600, but we're next to each other.
So just different pricing.
Same floor plan. Correct. So I started looking at the cheaper option. That's a very good tip. I mean, if you don't really care about how people look at you in terms of status or whatever, for me, it's still as comfortable. It's still next to you. Your
inside,
security.
Right?
Yeah.
So I suppose maybe they'll have less fluff and less...
playground and stuff. Then some developer very nice. They built a long jogging track. Then they said, you can share one. You share with them one. That means there's access to the same jogging track.
Yeah.
Whether you are the developers one or the Rumah WIP, you both have the same access to the same jogging track. And I was like, not bad what?
I like this. It's equality. Yeah.
So for me, that really changed my mindset. Because when I went to an expensive one, they say, you cannot lah. Hey, ma'am, I tell you, next door, the rumah WRT.
Oh, they tell you some more.
Almost the same layout, everything you want. No, I also agent there.
Okay. So it's the same people selling.
Correct. So they will target the proper got money one.
Kalau you nak prestige sikit, you beli yang mahal lah.
But if I happen to stumble upon the project, I say I don't have a budget, then they say, hey, these are a few that we have to build in order to
right,
build
because your location is the same.
Correct.
It's just
the entrance, the everything like next to each other, literally next to each other.
It might just be like final touches or all those like fluff lah.
People have a farm, you don't have farm lah. People have a big playground, you have one slide lah. That's it lah. Not much difference lah. So I thought like, and then same contractor, you know. So you know quality terjamin. It's not like they find another lousy contractor to do this role. It's the same contractor next to each other.
Easier for them also.
Correct. So quality is definitely there. So for me, when I discovered that, change lah my roof. So I really jalan-jalan cari property.
Tapi dah decide tak?
Not really. So I've been going through a lot of, I even look at new ones, old ones. There are some that I really like, but it's too far away. Like just now we mentioned about locations and stuff like that. Always have to, first thing like you say lah, location that is central to where you always need to go.
Which might change lah in the future, but
yes,
maybe not so much.
I agree it will change if you are having a full-time job working somewhere.
Yeah.
Then you change jobs.
Betul.
But people like you and me, we work from home one, no change job lah.
Correct lah.
So I think that is not so much of an influence.
Okay.
And then depend on what you want. So some property, they say, hey ma'am, cannot you can't stay, never mind lah. Buy for investment. Investment one, a totally different game. They even have a whole rental management in the contract.
Okay,
you sign your SPA.
Yes. I remember you mentioned that one day.
Correct. You say 400K you agree to buy, and then they will come with a contract that says we will guarantee you rental rate 2,000 every month. Then I say, what if no people rent? No people rent, got people rent, 2,000 is basic rental we will give you. If people rent full 30 days full, right, then we will give you on top of 2,000 whatever that was rented.
That's very daring, isn't it?
Yeah, so again, too good to be true.
You think?
I said, wait, why I sign up? Then you tell me 2,000 can pay my installment, then I mean, there's no risk what. For me, when you buy a property and there's no risk, everything is too good to be true.
I mean, okay lah, it's nice, it's ideal, it sounds really good. But what if the company bungkus after that? Because they never ran out for whatever reason lah kan?
Oh,
but
the contract will put 3 years.
Correct.
So they will pay you lor. So I think in the first 3 years, you guarantee lah. After 3 years, the rental company can cancel contract. Then you sendiri lah.
Correct. But what if they guarantee you, but in the midst of that, they are paying out, and then they bungkus, you know?
No, it's got part of the contract.
Tapi dia dah bungkus, dia dah bankrupt, habis pun company
contract. I have seen part of the contract lah. They do try to warrant, they have a warrant lah. Like behind them got don't know what bank to warrant one. So again, like one of those that makes you, okay lah Gina, cannot buy to stay, then I buy to rent, invest lah. But those investment one are totally, you know that in investing one, you cannot resell one. It looks like a hotel room like that one. Like all the Soho looking thing. Or you have a kitchenette and stuff. It's not for long-term stay. You can feel it one.
Okay.
You buy already that layout, you look at it. I cannot stay here.
You wouldn't stay there yourself.
So it's literally investment. And even if you try to sell, what I learned from a podcast is when you buy a Soho or studio unit, it's very hard to sell because when people want to grow and buy new property, chances are they have family and everything, they won't buy Soho. So you need to look for another single fella to buy over every studio unit that you buy. Okay. Compared to if you have 3 rooms, your target customer is bigger. So you can sell it to a family, or expat or whatever.
Actually, there's one thing that I learned recently about buying the size of your unit.
Correct.
So something that's been happening in my condo is people are renting out the units to employers of, say, restaurants or food outlets and whatever. And they're using those units as employee housing, right? So they bring in wherever, whether it's foreign workers or people. And I have no issue living next to, people who are foreign workers living here because we're all working anyway. Yeah. But the problem is the overcrowding. So in one unit, maybe they're putting, 8, 10, 12 people, which again, really is none of my business. But when you put too many people in a unit, right, it starts to smell, right? And so I was thinking, we were talking about this, I'm like, maybe I want to move out because I don't know, if that happens, your property price will also drop.
The agent people are also very aware. This they tell you, this one is too far away from anything to a foreign worker.
So
blah blah blah.
that was
blah.
one. Then I was thinking, but then do I really want to go? Okay, because I'm really close to Mid Valley, right? So a lot of people work Mid Valley and then they just walk, right? So okay, that's one. But the other thing they were saying apart from that is maybe you get a condo development that doesn't have two big units. Because nobody will want to buy a smallish unit. They cannot put 8 people. What? How also cannot.
Correct.
So then because I don't need a big place. Then figure small one lah. Then they won't have that temptation lah.
So I think every property has different USP, and I realize how it actually works because a lot of them say, MRT you will fetch high rental and all that. Then a lot of family people that will buy away from LRT, they rather drive. Because then you have a quieter neighborhood, no student, no nothing because there's no public transport.
Yeah.
So it's depend on your needs lah.
So it really depends on correct and your season in life lah at that point.
Yeah. So there's one tip when it comes to property shopping. You must look at least 20-30 property before you decide.
Wow.
This is the common formula given by a lot of experts.
Okay.
But having said that, let's take a break.
Okay. Today's episode is in support of the YWCA KL's brand new initiative called the YWCA Community Oasis. If you would like to be involved in greening up a space right in the middle of downtown KL, reach out to us on social media, YWCA KL.
Just said, I would like to green the place too.
Yes.
So 20-30 property, right? I can tell you lah, but I see the 15 one I can be the agent already.
Because you know everything lah.
Yeah, because you know how you agent, especially if you're looking at a place that you grow up in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then I say, this place is like that. Then I say, sorry, your history wrong. My history correct. I live here, blah, 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 blah. So some agent, right, a lot of agents now, last time, one property, one agent, or one company.
Yes,
agent, right?
yes.
Now agents can do up to 20 company.
So your same agent can show you 20, 30 different places.
But the same agent also might not be familiar with all 20 property because you don't.
No specialist lah.
Yeah, no specialist lah. So sometimes I'm more specialist than them lah. They say here no traffic jam. I say I live next door only, every morning traffic jam. Then those are the things. But I think at the end of the day, it comes back to why you want to buy and why you rent. I think it's a very popular question. It's like, is renting really a stupid decision when it comes to, property kind of thing lah?
I used to think that you should buy and not rent because your money is going down the drain every time you pay your rental when it could actually have gone through paying your installments, right?
Correct.
Which eventually will become yours. But then as I grew up, I realized that actually people can use that upfront money for a lot of things, especially if you're business-minded. Now, I'm not business-minded, right? So it's
self-declare.
Yeah, I self-declare. I already know. The whole world also knows, I think. But if I know that with X amount of money, I can do a lot more than, sinking it into a property, then rental might actually be a much better idea. Unless I'm buying as an investment. There are a lot of people also who just buy for investment. I don't even live there. But we're talking about living in, right? We're talking about if you're going to live there.
Actually what I'm really thinking about is when you buy a property, the fact that you earn is because of inflation.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you buy a property at 300,000, then 10 years later, it might not increase price, it's 330 or something like that. But at least you have a place to stay.
Yes.
Okay? But compared to rental, right, there's this whole thing like the longer you rent, the higher the rental rate goes. So you don't harvest the inflation rate, that value lah. You lose instead,
Okay.
Yeah.
But like I said, if you're actually using that money to generate more money, then yeah. But if I look at it and okay, I'm going to have all this stash of money, well, of course, it's like, what am I... Do I actually have a plan to use it?
Correct.
Or am I just going to...
Because in inflation, if you don't use it, right, let's say you're 100K in your bank account.
Yeah.
Okay, if you don't use it, then 10 years later, it's actually worth 80,000 because of inflation. But if you put it in a house, it's still worth 100K.
The property at least also
correct.
went
It's still
up
worth 100K
more than
in
your bank
property.
interest lah.
Correct. That's what I meant by the whole inflation thing lah.
Yeah.
But the only reason that, for example, I'm still renting and it's been 12 years of renting. Let's put it 10 lah, easier to count.
Okay.
10 years of renting. And the only reason I think about it is because one day I sat down and said, 1 month I pay 1,000. Let's say 1,000 lah. We make maths easy. Okay. 1 year 12,000. Hey, stay 10 year 120,000. Hey, I should earn 1/3 of a property.
Yeah, correct.
That is what I was thinking. That's why I went out hunting.
Yeah.
But after a whole bunch of hunting, I find renting is still the solution lah. The only good thing about renting is why I don't have to pay legal fee, whatever fee.
Yeah.
I have to pay one stamp duty that seals the contract, which is like what, 100 ringgit or less, not in thousands. That's one.
Yes.
Second thing is, anything break down, I just call the landlord.
Alright.
Hey, the light break down lah, the aircon break down lah, this all that. So I
That's
don't.
why they call it no ownership.
Correct.
You don't have to worry about all this.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I purely pay 1,000 and I don't have to worry about any other expenses.
Maintenance. If you don't have to pay the sinking
is included.
fund and all that. Correct.
It's all included in my 1,000, including the parking, whatever lah is there. The only thing I pay is electricity and water, which if I'm a house owner, I also need to pay.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
If I'm a house owner, I need to decorate the house is one thing. And then if you buy a house, you should know lah. You buy a house, you furnish it, right? 10 years later, everything break down at the same time.
Yeah.
Right? The aircon, the heater, the refrigerator. Wow. Within the same year, pop. Then you
it's like moving new house. But the thing I think for me is also not that stable because not all house owners are going to keep that same rental or that contract
Correct.
for a long time.
Correct.
Like suddenly they might come to you and say, okay, next 2 months I'm going to up the rental. And then you're suddenly like, what if you made commitments before that? What
Correct.
if, okay, I'm going to sell. And then you're like, oh no. And you can't dictate when that happens.
Correct.
Yeah.
So they do pay back your deposit as well. But I think the other thing that we need to be aware of is there's a lot of investment market now. So a lot of people actually buy to rent. And a lot of property owner finds it very hard to keep a tenant for more than a year. So if you're a good tenant, you don't give them trouble, and you're happy, you stay for 3 years, they are more than happy. They can even give you a discount. And they don't increase your rate is because you don't give them trouble. Because every time you change owner every year, they need to pay again for stamp duty.
But why would people want to move house so fast?
Some people get bored lor.
Okay.
They go like, actually I rent 1 year, I'm not happy with this location, I move.
Okay, or maybe they change jobs so equally fast, right? And then they also move.
Correct. So in the current situation, the landlords find it harder to find tenant that stay long. And every time you change tenant, it's lost money for them. Because in between you have 3 weeks or 4 weeks gap.
Yes.
Then they lose 1 month rental.
Yeah.
They cannot cover their installment.
Correct.
And whatever not,
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that is a big crucial thing. So I do think renting is still here to stay.
Yeah, I think
Despite the cheap property. Because you have a lot of property at auction now. No, they haven't even talked about auction property yet.
yeah, I think it depends on which season you're in life also. Everything really, really.
Correct. So I think at a younger age, you probably wouldn't be thinking so much. I think there were a few things that I would have done when I'm younger at 21. I would have just buy a house. Regardless whether I stay or not. Because now it's low. If I wait for 10 more years, I really will not afford it because the price will go up even more. Which is what I'm experiencing now, you see. Imagine houses when I was 21, 15 years ago or something like that. It was only 200,000. And I was earning 2,000 ringgit. I could have afforded so much more than my current salary with the increase of 500,000.
I was watching a documentary recently.
And the 200K is double the square feet than what you get offered now.
Yeah, so I was watching this documentary. This was not in Malaysia, neighboring country. This lady, she needed fast cash. So she thought, I'm going to sell. And then when I can afford it, I will buy back. Or I'll buy
something like that.
A similar one or maybe a smaller unit. So she sold, then she started renting. She ran until her savings all depleted. And then she realized while she was looking, she couldn't find. And she became homeless. So I think that also reminds me that when you buy, you probably might not want to buy so late. You rent to the point that we will stop working at some point. You will stop having income at some point.
Correct.
And then how are you going to pay the rent?
Yes.
Then. But if I start paying for it now when I have ability to work, find money, get an income, pay for it, at least when I have no more money, right? There's still a roof over my head lah.
But looking at the whole situation, I think what is to come is rental will stay, investment is the way to go. People buy property not to stay, people buy property to invest.
Oh, that one has been actually it's a little bit annoying lah because
and then they rent a place to stay but they actually bought somewhere else to rent out. It's actually even looks better on your financial sheet in the bank negara. That is something that I cannot explain lah. Because I'm not professional. But then because bank negara looks at rental as an income.
Yes.
So if you buy and you rent out, you get income. Then they look at your income plus rental income. Wow, you are now financially stable. Even though technically it's not that lah.
Yeah lah. What I was going to say was I heard about this like several years ago. I had friends who were doing this. Whatever money they have, they just sink into buying property. Buy, buy. I find it a little bit annoying because yes, it's a get rich.
Don't buy. I'm not saying the trend is buy
thing.
30 property because you don't earn money when you sell property.
No, they buy to. I cannot remember why lah.
A lot of people think that I buy 300,000, I sell 450 is a no. In between, you take the loan interest, blah blah. You actually make zero, break even any.
But
what I'm saying here is buy 1 or 2 houses to invest in, and then rent where you need to be now.
Correct.
I work in Subang, I rent now. I work wherever, but I actually have a home somewhere. So that at the end of the day, like you say, when you retire, there's a home ready already.
Correct.
You don't have to like, oh, now no money, no home, no work.
No, but that particular school of thought was like they buy so much. They really bring the pricing of houses up until the people cannot afford, and then everybody gets to rent. And they became rich really, really quick. There was this thing that was happening some years ago. It's like
last time can, now cannot. Last time can, now cannot. I'm only saying that because the whole legal fee all higher, everything, and then plus the interest rate, you count. Basically, there is a professional that counted.
Okay.
You don't earn. People think that you buy bare 300, you flip, and then sell, earn 100,000. They actually took that 100,000 and minus your interest, your initial home loan interest that you buy. You actually earn 10,000 for all the hard work.
Okay lah. So
it's not worth it.
Assuming they've rectified the
continue
game
back the train of thought of investment, right? So there's this thing called nowadays, if you buy a house to rent out, you need to furnish the house nice. Not like last time. This is the bare you need. Or you have like bring over your second hand. I change sofa. I bring sofa to the house. Rent. Now that if you do like that, nobody rent one. You must hire an ID. Do nice, pretty. Then you rent. You can have 500 ringgit more every month. But it's stable and youngsters like it.
Yes.
You go property, you see one that look like hotel room, you press right. Compared to one that you say, this basin look like it's gonna fall off at any time.
Yes.
So that is the game that they're playing now.
I think it's also following the trend lah. Now people want to move in, they want to feel nice.
Yeah,
it's not like last time got big enough lah. I got that one enough. Yeah, that's
it's the age now. The age and the need and the trend and the current generation, the Z and the whatever down there. They want, okay, I have money to pay lah. You don't give me something. They are the instant person, right? They know exactly what they want. They pay for it. That's it. Correct. So you give them what they want, they will do for you. So a lot of the property that you see now, there's half one. The one that earns a lot are those that have ID designer one. Proper living room, not put my second hand sofa that you don't know can sit or not one. So then they put second hand dining table, then 4 different chairs from 4 different types of dining table.
Okay.
Youngsters nowadays look at you like, they don't
feel... That explains why houses look nicer and nicer now.
Correct. They need to feel at home and not feel like I'm living in a second house, second hand house.
Not matching one.
Correct. And they're stressed. They want to go home to a home. Which is what I find that, that's interesting. So now when I go look at property, I also go look at ID one. I mean, I also rather pay the extra 300 to feel like I stay in a resort. Then not pay 300.
For your mental health.
Correct. And they say, I have half a kitchen cabinet, no half a kitchen cabinet. Then, very stressed.
Yeah. But it's amazing how people in the past could live in non-ID houses, but be equally happy. Maybe it's just an expectation.
Yeah, so maybe lifestyle. 20 years ago, right, when you rent out, you don't need ID. Because why? Your own house also no ID.
Yeah.
Okay? But now your own house have ID, so your rented house also must have ID.
Yeah.
That is the train of thought I have here lah. But what really interesting is after all these things, I still think I will probably rent.
Okay lor.
I will probably rent is because I really don't want to take care of every other thing else. But at the back of my mind now, because I learned all these things in the last 6 months, just trying to explore, right?
Yeah.
If I have a chance to buy a house, I would. But I might not stay there lah.
Oh, okay.
I might not stay there.
But if you buy a house, would you consider it as for future? For living there? Or so that, at least I can sell that house and
for
get
future,
a place
no. Because I know that looking at all the calculation, even if I sell it at double the price, I don't earn as much as I do.
No, fair enough, but...
So I will probably buy one, rent out, until I bought of wherever I'm renting already, I'm ready to settle down. This is where I want to retire, I stay there.
But by that time, right, it might not be so nice to stay there already because don't know how many people already live there and then...
Well, at least you have a property to renovate instead of nothing to renovate and be homeless lah.
Yeah lah. At least you have something lah. And if not, then you can still leverage that to maybe get somewhere else lah. If you don't earn also, never mind lah. At least got
even
something.
If I have to sell, at least I have something to sell before I go somewhere else lah.
Betul.
But I just feel that like the selling market is really if you own 10 property and sell all the time, you can earn. But if you're doing it like a one-off,
No, like you have to do it
flip
as a
or-
business.
yeah, then it's
Your
no point one.
full-time business
No
to
point
just
one.
that. Yeah.
But also Bank Negara now controls how many houses you can buy and everything based on your earnings and all that. So it's not as easy as 20 years ago.
Right.
20 years ago, they don't care, right? You can buy 10 houses under the same name.
So that
Now, you can only take, one person can only take 3 home loan, not more.
okay.
So unless you have cash, unless you cannot play.
Yeah. So coming back to that guy who I bought from, the lousy first owner that I mentioned, he actually bought a few and then he couldn't service his loans, which was why I managed to get it at a cheaper rate because he desperately needed to get rid of his thing. So make sure lah if you buy, make sure at least you can tahan lah bertahan. Kalau tak nanti bankrupt kau jadinya.
Correct. So I wanted to talk about auction, but let's not go into that. Keep it for another episode because this episode very, very long already. So whether you're renting out there or you're buying out there, just do your research because property, actually, if you do your research properly, you will know what's the right decision for you.
Yes. Jom Sembang Malaysia is hosted by two Malaysians who are passionate about Malaysian stuff.
Stay tuned every week for a brand new Sembang session with Cerita Suito and Gina Yap Layung.
Today's episode is recorded at Studio 2105.
Remember to click like and subscribe for the brand new episode next week.